sir. News from the underground.
Brutality on street. Casualty is
Hello, welcome to The Underground, the podcast where we talk about the world and how crazy and weird and messed up it is. And I'm Duncan Michael McPherson, I'm your host. I have a doozy for you today, I think. The Globe and Mail has just released documents that show that China interfered in Canada's federal elections. And so the reason that, they interfered and they wanted Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government to have power. So let's go over to the Globe and Mail and read what actually happened. So this is the Globe and Mail website. CSIS, which stands for the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, shows China warned Canadian friends, that's the Liberals, of foreign interference investigations. So not only did they do it, they warned the Liberals about it. The Globe, I'm going to just skip down here. The Globe reported Friday how China employed a sophisticated strategy to seek the return of a minority Liberal government and to defeat conservative politicians considered to be unfriendly to Beijing in the 2021 federal election. Now, I got to say, I have a sneaking suspicion that it wasn't O'Toole that they were worried about in the Conservative Party. That's my suspicion, is that he was not much of a threat. Now, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but I wonder. I definitely am curious to know who was the people that they didn't want, because I imagine it might be Maxime Bernier, because his policies are much more unfriendly to China than the traditional Conservative Party of Canada, right? The PPC is much harsher on China, from what I understand. So I do wonder if Maxime Bernier would have got a lot more votes if it wasn't for this interference, which I think maybe that wouldn't have changed the election, but it might have changed the perspective of the Conservative Party. Like, the Conservative Party was not very conservative coming up to that election because of the COVID nonsense and all that stuff. And I wonder if they would have, even if they wouldn't have won, if they would have seen that Maxime Bernier got a lot of votes, they would have realized, oh, we need to be more conservative like him. And that might have changed the way politics are right now. Anyway. The tactics outlined in secret CSIS reports included disinformation campaigns, undeclared cash donations, and the use of international Chinese students studying in Canada as campaign volunteers to support preferred Liberal candidates. Ugh, disgusting. Can you imagine using kids who are studying in another country for your political gains? It's just so wrong. The classified documents show that Chinese influence operations went beyond election interference, employing tactics to target Canadian legislators and sway public opinion through proxies in the business and academic communities. So it's beyond just interfering in, like, extra votes for the Liberals or taking away votes for the Conservatives or something like that. It's actually like trying to convince people and sway public opinion probably through a lot of social media stuff. So if you're spending time on social media, which obviously you are if you're seeing this video, you got to be aware that, like, people are using it, people in China and Russia, like, they're using this to manipulate you into voting for who they want in power. Let me come back to me. They're using it. They're using social media. They're using you. You're a tool for them. You're a tool so that they can get into power who they want in power to help their country and to hurt our country. Ultimately, that's what it's really about. Is Justin Trudeau is hurting our country, and they like that. They want that. And so we need to be aware of this. This is the Globe and Mail. This is not a crazy right-wing conspiracy theorist website or something. This is mainstream news. and they have good investigative journalism, journalism at this, at the Globe and Mail. Like, this is real. This isn't, I feel like this sounds like one of those conspiracy theory things, or, like the Russiagate thing that happened with Trump. This is happening to Canada. The things that we are freaking out about happening to get Donald Trump elected is literally happening to Canada, but a lot of people don't care because it's their person that got in, and so they don't care. And they've been manipulated into voting for that person. They've been manipulated through social media to be on that person's side, and to suppress people like me who are speaking out against Justin Trudeau and the Liberals that were, not just the Liberals, but I was also speaking out against Doug Ford. I'm sure Doug Ford is somebody that the Chinese government is happy to have in place, because he is a pawn of Justin Trudeau and he doesn't stand up to him. And this is a problem, and you're being manipulated. And the one of the ways you're being manipulated is by people like me being kicked off YouTube and penalized by YouTube for saying things like about vaccines. I talked about ivermectin in one of my videos, got taken down. A drug that actually helped with COVID back when COVID was a real problem, and around the time when vaccines were coming out, and even before that. Ivermectin was something that was really an important tool in fighting COVID, and it got suppressed, and people died because of it. And people died because of vaccines too. And you get censored for saying things like that. So this video might get censored on YouTube. I don't care anymore. I don't care about YouTube. Go see me on Rumble, please. Or just follow me on Facebook to see my videos, because I'm not going to censor myself because of what YouTube's guidelines are. Anyway, you're being manipulated, so just be aware of it, and you have to search out information. If you go on Rumble and you type something in, you're going to get very different results a lot of times than what you'll get on YouTube, and that should tell you something about how YouTube is being used as a manipulation tactic. And we know China is doing this to us in Canada. We know that now. So anyway, just be aware of it and try to avoid it, and try to find alternative places to get your information from, and look at different sides, look at different perspectives from different people. That's the best way to combat this manipulation from China, is by finding other sources, multiple sources that disagree with each other. Anyway, this has been The Underground, where we talk about the world, how crazy and weird and messed up it is. I'm Duncan Michael McPherson. Thank you for listening. I hope I can continue to put out good information for you. Thanks. Bye.
All we do is we take it.